My name is Juita, so I will be the MC for today. I will not talk much, okay? Because we are so honored because we have two amazing, beautiful speakers. So kalau beautiful tu meaning both are ladies lah. Okay? They are not just actively building the Amway business, but also they are very successful in their career journey. So we are so honored to invite them. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce about the first speaker. Okay, her name is Miss Azidah Alimuddin. She is known as Azie. Graduated from UTM in Industrial Physics in year 2006. She climbed her corporate ladder in one of the popular retails in Malaysia from management trainee up to business division head with over 2,000 employees reporting directly and indirectly under her. She got to know about the Amway business in 2022 and decided to build the Amway business and expand her business network. She became silver producer in October 2023 and continued to build the business despite her very, very, very busy schedule because of the belief in the Amway business. So without further ado, we are looking forward to listen to Azie's explanation and gist why Amway business is a great opportunity for us. So please, Azie, give Azie fire, fire, fire and flower, flower to welcome her. Over to you, Azie.
Hi everyone, thank you Juita. Thank you for the introduction. So how are you guys tonight? Kalau sihat and bahagia, you can give love to me or flowers to give me some excited to sharing with you guys tonight. Okay, so let me share my slide. Can you guys see my slide?
Can.
All right. Okay, so basically before I start sharing what is the business opportunity, actually today my topic will be the employee like us or people that doing business, why do we need to have plan B or why do we need to have a side incomes aside from our hustles in working or aside from our daily business that we did. Okay, so a bit introduction about myself aside from what Juita had said earlier. So basically I was a millennial gen, okay, a degree from UTM Skudai, already in 18 years in a retail industry. So basically, a retail industry is not quite so far with the Amway doing business. So we are quite familiar with the products that we have. And in terms of sport, I'm quite sporty person. Okay, I have a patience a bit on explore new things. That's why I found Amway is a good platform for us to explore. And at the same time, my hobby is working. Yeah. So a bit on family background. So I'm the eldest from 6 siblings. Okay, I'm married with 4 daughters. Okay, this is my playground, my career. All right, if you know, you know. And then for the career development, so basically I was started from the management trainee and climbs up throughout the 18 years to the top management. So what I did on daily basis in the company that I work is we are doing business and product developments, we are doing factory management and also operational, and we also managing our halal supply and also supply coachings management. So basically this is what we are doing. So not so busy lah, just play je, okay? So today I'm going to share with you guys about the business as a plan B. So why or the reason behind why employees like us or founder of conventional businesses like SMEs or housewife or students or anyone who need to start the business, why they need to kickstart a business. Okay, so let's do some reality checking on the inflations that happening from the past decades. Okay, so if you look at these charts, okay, inflation has been climbing steadily for a decade. Okay, from the 80s till early 2000s, it was already rising. But after 2009, you can see there's a pace pickups. And in the last 5 years, post-COVID, okay, global shocks and supply chains issue, the jump has been even sharper. So this means the cost of living is going to be up. Is going up very fast than our salaries. Okay, and that's why so many people feel stuck financially, right? So this is the world that we are living in. Let's be real for a moment. Okay, take a moment. This is the world that we are living in today. So everywhere we turn, people are very stressed at work, at homes, even on the train or stuck in the traffics. Okay, on top of that, look at the headlines, the global food inflations. Prices are going up every single month. Okay, a simple grocery basket that used to cost maybe RM50 in the past 10 years now easily crosses on 100 ringgits. Okay, so and it's not just the money, it's the pressure of a lifestyle. We rush every morning, fight traffic, squeeze into the LRTs or MRT and juggle deadlines, day in, day out. So here's the reality checks. All of us are already working very hard, but the cost of living keeps rising faster than our income. So if nothing changes, okay, we'll just keep running on the same cycle. Okay. So, review a bit on the type of earning that we have, not only in Malaysia, but it's everywhere, right? Basically, now let's look into a different types of income that people usually go through in life, okay? The A, okay? A is actually the employee in the governments or like me in the private sector. Okay, most of people fall into this category. Okay, you get a stable salary and maybe it grows slowly over the time, but the moment you retired, okay, at maybe 55 or 60 years old, depends on the company, your incomes drop sharply. Okay, maybe just relying on pension if you're government sectors or maybe EPF to those who are working in private sectors. Okay, so the B type of income is actually a conventional business. Okay, so maybe the business owner that doing a normal conventional business or small medium enterprise. Okay, some people start their own business and then the income can be higher, but it's not always stable lah. Okay, there are ups and downs, good years and bad years, and usually the business still depends on heavily on you. Okay, when you stop working or if the market shifting, the income also maybe stops. Okay, so it really depends on you. So C type is actually people with talents like athletes or artists. Okay, these groups can make a lot of money. Okay, when they are young or active or they have the skills. But the curve is short. Once ages or popularity fades, so the incomes can drop very quickly. Okay, that's why so many athletes and celebrities struggle later in their life. Okay. So D is like a business owner that having a systems like the business have steadily having a system that can run themselves. So this is a difference. Here, income may start small and slow, but over time, the systems and the networks is growing. Okay, the incomes keeps increasing, and it's not limited by our age and how many hours that we work. Even after retirement age, also, this business still growing and continue to growth. Okay. So, go through a bit on the cash flow quadrants. Okay, let me introduce you guys to the cash flow quadrants. I think everyone is everyone that wanted to earn have to understand this kind of quadrants income. Okay, on the left side, we have E as employees, like us, like me. Okay, maybe some of you is S as a self-employed. So self-employed ni meanings the one who having own business lah, like SME like that. Okay, so this is where the most of the population sits. Okay, here our income is active income, so it depends on our efforts lah. If you stop working, so the income will stop. So, okay, you are basically trading time with money lah, basically on the left side. So on the right side, we have B, like a business owner, or I is an investor. So this is where wealth is created. Like here, income becomes very passive income. In B, you own a system. Okay, people work with you and the system generates incomes. And in I, your money itself work for you. It's like investor. Okay, and most of us basically starts on the left sides of the quadrants, either as employee or as self-employed. So we work hard, but the truth is very simple. If we stop working, the incomes stops too. Okay, so that's what we call an incomes active. Okay, trading time for money. Okay, and the problem is our time is very limited. Okay, while the cost of living is keep rising. So here are the reality. Right, 95% of people live on the left side. in the world. Okay, but together, they only hold of 5% of the world wealth. Okay, and then meanwhile, on the right side, business owner and investor, only 5% of the people in these groups, but they control 95% of the wealth in the world. Okay, so what are the difference between these left and right quadrants? It's passive incomes. Okay, on the right side, they use leverage. Okay, people or money is working for them. So let me give you guys a quick example. Okay, if today our current cost of living is 5,000 a month. Okay, in 10 years it could be 8,000 due to the inflation. All right, we can ask ourselves honestly lah, will our salary increase like 8% every single year to keep up that incremental of the needed of the living cost? Okay, so if not, it means that year after year we feel more squeezed. Though the salary is increased, but we feel squeezed because the inflation is higher than the income that we are building up. Okay, that's why we need to find a way to move from the left side to the right side, because staying here only gets harder over the times. Okay, I would like to share with you guys also, because I think most of us here are actually a worker, and maybe some of us in the corporate level. So basically, we are trapped in the middle class income. Okay, so what is the middle class money traps? Okay, so let's talk about why so many corporate worker feel stuck even when their income is increasing. The truth is, the middle class often falls into money traps. First, when our salary goes up, our spending goes up too. Near cars, okay, we buy nicer cars, okay, better house, more lifestyles. That's the lifestyle inflation traps. That is the lifestyle inflation traps lah. Then comes to the status spending traps, like we spend to look successful, but it doesn't build real wealth. Okay, so next, most of us are trapped in the active incomes, working for pay only. Okay, the moment we stop working, the income stops too. So that's why true financial freedoms requires passive income. Okay, some also try to play it safe by just saving money in low interest account, but with inflations, that money loses value. And lastly, we fall into the good debts illusions like housing or car loans. They looks manageable, but they are still drain a cash flow. Okay, so we don't have enough cash flow actually. And if you look here on the chart, right, on the right chart, okay, basically Malaysia actually has one of the highest household debts level in the regions. That's why many corporate workers feel stressed. Even with a good jobs, okay, it's hard to break out to this middle income traps. Okay, so that is basically what is the middle income traps all about. Okay. All right, so passive income is very important. This is we need to find a way to move from the left to the right quadrants. Okay, so basically why we need to earn a passive income, you can see from the left side of the picture. We need to quit the red race. Okay, so every day we work out, we go to works, and even weekend, if you are in a higher level, you still need to complete the tasks or projects. So you are continuing trading your times with money. Okay, and then we need to earn passive income. We also need to give time for our health. Okay, so we need to spend time for our health, because if we keep working, sometimes we forgot to take care of our own self and our family. And then we also need to multiply our incomes more than just 5% growth on a year-on-year basis to KPI achievement, right? And then we also need to spend time with our family, because time is very limited. Without we are realizing, our kids is already big because of time very fast. Okay, then we realize, oh, we lose a lot of time with the kids. Okay, and then we need to follow our passion. So sometimes when we work so hard, we think that we wanted to be someone in the higher position, but actually we are losing our passion. Maybe we wanted to spend times more with the doing activity outside with the community, but we forgot to doing this because we are trapped. Okay, and then maybe another reason is to earn while we want to enjoy our life. Okay, so we don't want to be have a less income but we cannot enjoy. We want to have higher income, but at the same time we also have much more time so that we can enjoy our life. Okay. Okay, so how to move from the left quadrants into the right quadrants? Okay, so everyone basically a consumer. Okay, so business owner. So in order to move from business owner to uh, from business owner to a network business. So business owner basically having like a chain business. So we need a big capital. Maybe we also need employees, systems, a lot of things to sustain the business and also to stay relevant in the market. So it's require a huge bunch of capital lah. Okay, so it's not everybody can jump into this business as well. Okay, so what about the network business? Okay. Right. What about the network business? If we see, right, if we see these kinds of networking, we think like it's very difficult to do. But in reality, actually the world has changed. Okay, look at the Grabs. Okay, Grabs doesn't own cars, but it's the biggest transports company in Asia. Okay, Airbnb also. Airbnb doesn't own hotels, yet it's one of the largest hospitality business in the world. Okay, Food Panda as well doesn't own restaurants, but we use it every day to order foods, right? So what do they all have in common? Okay, they build networks and also systems. The network does the heavy liftings, but not the individual. Okay, so and this is exactly where Amways comes in. Okay, Amways give ordinary people like us, like you and me, okay, the chance to step into the business owner quadrants, but without needing millions in capitals or teams or employees. Okay, so you don't need to invent with new products, build factories, or to manage logistics. Amway has already done that. Then the world class products, also supply chain, research, developments, and the global presence. Okay, what we do is very simple. We just need to share, we connect, we build a network of consumer and partners, and that network keeps working for us. Okay, so all right. Basically, the dreams of being on the right side of the quadrants is no longer only for the rich or the few, like what I mentioned earlier, 5% of the populations. So today, with the network-based businesses and especially with Amway, the door is widely open. Okay, so the question is whether we are ready to step through it or not. Okay, so when we talk about Amway, many people will always think about is there is a future of doing Amway business. Okay, so let me introduce you what is all about the Amway business and why we call it a networking business. Okay, so first of all, I introduced you about Amway. Amway is the number one direct selling company. Okay, so along the way, all the direct selling company having in the world, Amway is the number one. Okay, we have about turnover of 8.5 billion USD in 2020. Okay, so it's a global business. We are present in 100 countries, okay, and territories globally. Okay, and more than we are almost achieved 70 years in a few years later. Okay, Malaysia also already almost 50 years in Malaysia also. So it's also listed in the Bursa Saham and invested by a lots of big company in Malaysia. Okay, so Amway itself, this is actually the direct selling they're having, and Amway is number one ranking with 8.8 billions, right? And okay, for Amway, basically we are listed in the Bursa Saham with 40% ownership held by a government-linked company. Okay, so we have a very transparent in terms of this, and we are also Patuh Syariah, which is Islamic reliable, so that we can trust the company because company has a very strong background. Okay. Okay. So. All right. So when we talk about business as an employee, maybe we don't look into this the whole cycle. But if we want to do business, we need to consider all these four category, all these four points. It's very important for someone to run the business. Okay, we need to understand the cost of running the business, and we also need to understand the market and also the potential of the business and how to sustain this business. Okay, if we wanted to do all alone by ourselves, it's very difficult because we need to invest not only the money but also the time, the energy, thinking, a lot of things that we need to consider if we wanted to build our own business. Okay, so by having Amway, so what Amway has done for us, okay, so in terms of cost, actually, if you're running an Amway business, the startup cost is very low. It's only 60 ringgit. By registering 60 ringgit and you have all the way back of the 60 ringgit, like a voucher and everything, we already ready to kickstart the business with over 400 types of products. Okay, so and then Amway also already invested about hundreds million investment to our pavilions in the PJ. So this facility actually all the business partner can, we as business owner or business partner can use this facility along the way we running the business. Okay, and then not only in PJ, we also have at the other locations, meaning to say if you have partners in Klang, we have partners in JB, we have partner in anywhere in Malaysia, we can still also run the business because they can do the business with the facility that Amway is already make it for them, make it for us. Okay, and then if we run the business, we need to think about the logistics and the customer service. So Amway is already also established this for us. So means once we becomes an Amway business owner or we have clients, the Amway can do the logistic for us and deliver right to the customer doors. Okay, and we also have a very big manufacturing and head office in the Ada, Michigan. So it's very big, really, really big, that really established way before, over the 70 years ago. Okay, and we also already established us the e-commerce system because nowadays everything is online, everything is on the finger side. So basically to start up the e-commerce is not as cheap as what we think. And then to maintain the e-commerce also is not as easy. Okay, so Amway is already ready for us, everything on it, and it's a very real-time systems. Okay, and then all the business partners in Amway, we are generating our passive income through Amway, and throughout the full years from the establishment, Amway is already paid about 61 billions share royalty to the businesses, I mean to the business partner. Okay, so this is proof that Amway is a very legit, and also many people already making money, and it's a proven results in terms of business that we really can do with the less investment. Okay, so then we talk about the market. So how do we want to market the business? Where we want to expand our business, right? So actually, Amway product is basically under FMCG. So FMCG means our daily usage product. We've got healthcare, we got beauty, skincare, cosmetic, we got home tech product, and also we have personal care and also home care. Okay, so we also have our own farms for Nutrilite brands, and Nutrilite brand is a very convincing brands that we have in Amway. And aside from that, we also have a beauty industry with our brand of Artistry. Artistry is also a very prestige brands aligned with all the premium brands in the world. Okay, and then we also have products like water purifier. So this is also the best water purifier that can provide us a mineral water with we can filter more than 170 bacteria, contaminations, and in fact the latest is spring we can also filter microplastics. Okay, and then we also have atmosphere, which is our largest air purifier. Okay, this air purifier also is a very high technology. We can filter up to 0.0024 micron, which is a normal filter can only up to 0.3 micron. Okay. And then Amway products, Amway also invested a lot on products in terms of R&D, and we have patented more than 1,000 products, and we have more than 1,000 also scientists and technicians. So we just pay 60 ringgit to have all these services. Is a very wow. Okay, so it's a safe product, it's a time-proven product, it's a wide range of products, and we also as a market leaders in terms of research and development. So it's a very trusted. Okay, and then with those products, how we think that we can potentially grow our business. Okay, so let's see this. What are the things that you can see from this picture? Okay. Let me ask you guys some things. Who brushed your teeth this morning? Took a shower, had a coffee or breakfast? right? Exactly. We all use the products every single day. Okay, whether we like it or not, we are all consumer. All right, look at these charts. These are the world biggest FMCGs company. Okay, like Nestle, Unilever, P&G, Coca-Cola. Each of them own dozens, even hundreds of brands. Okay, so whether you buy a Kit Kats or Milo, Dove, or even Sunsilks, or maybe Pantene, so guess what? The money still goes back to the same big company. So this is the network. This is because this is their networks. Okay, a network of brands under one umbrella. All right. Okay, now think about it. Every single day, without fail, we are contributing to their networks. Okay, that's why they keep growing richer and richer while we remain only consumer. Okay, so here's where Amway is different. So Amway also has all the everyday products we use, like nutrition, personal care, home care, skincare. But instead of the profits flowing back into the big corporations, Amway allow us to build our own network. Okay, same consumption, same daily habits, but this times the money flow through to our networks, not just their networks. Okay, so the question is very simple: do you want to keep making others rich with your spending? Okay, so or do you want to redirect that the same spending into your own network and benefit from it? Right? So this is the question that we can answer lah later. Okay, so how to run this business is actually just by making a change. What change that we need to make? Actually change the brand. Okay, instead of being consumer, let we being a prosumer. So usually we buying a product at these retailers, then maybe we can just change from buying toothpaste from the supermarket, we just buying toothpaste from our own brand, then we can benefit the bonus. All right. So what we need to do is one is a change, and then we build the networks and we utilize the system so that we can earn the money. Okay. So this is basically change. So how we change, actually after we change, we need to create a networking. Okay. So how to create networking? So basically, example, we have Sekejap, letak kat sini. Okay, so let's go to this one. I maybe a bit explain on this first. Okay, Amway has a lot of business. Amway a lot of type of bonus that we can utilize in Amway. So maybe this is one of the important key ingredients in order for us to track the income. So actually the volume of business on the left side, on the right side is actually the net profits ratio. So it's very difficult to get a net profit in terms of every business actually. If you're really running the business, even though you have margin of 50%, after you minus all the costs, it's actually the profit final is very difficult. Even sometimes nak get salary pun is very difficult from the business itself. So by Amway, if you just do 50,000 business in the groups, you already can earn a net profit of 21%. Okay, it's a very beautiful business. Okay, so looking at the example of how we're doing a networking business, right, from the FMCG product. So let's say we buy 400 ringgit a month of our basic necessity in the homes, like deodorants, like all stuff on the kitchens. Okay, so we buy 400 ringgit instead of we buy from the supermarket. Let's buy from our own company, is Amway, which is we can own also the benefits from in terms of income. Okay, then we can also introduce the same products because the product is very good, it's super good. So when we know the goods of the product, so we can encourage people around us to also use the good products, right? So we can ask the neighbor, we can ask the families or the friends to also change the brand. That is how we started the networking business. We talk, we share, so they also change. Example, we managed to make 10 of the family change to the brand of the Amway under our networking. You imagine, including us, is a 10% is 10 family is using the product, the brand of Amway. We can earn 6% of the profit income. Okay, so we already can earn around 400 a month. So imagine the networking is growing. All right, so another four of them is also sharing with the family members, with the neighbor, with the friends to use also Amway product, and they also can earn same like us before. So we have this networking. Our business volume is already 18,000. From this 18,000, we already can get profit at 15%. So we earn the income about 3,000, right? This is the roughly calculation. And what about these four people that we are having a networking also grow the same like us in the previous month. So the volume is already multiply. So we already at more than 50,000 sales in the group. So we already earn a profit, net profits at 21%. So we already can get the incomes of 8,000 as a net profits. By having business of 84,000 per month revenue, we can get 8,000 net profit without need to invest anything on the inventory, on the employee, on the rental. Everything is actually very, very amazing business model. Okay. All right, so if we can have 50,000 volumes a month and we can continue doing it on a consistent basis, so after 12 months or after 1 year, we can get a platinum's award. So platinums means we can also have another incentive like a bonus, additional, blah, blah, blah. So we can earn about 132,000 in a year. Okay, so this is already like a manager level or maybe senior manager levels in a normal corporate company. By 1 year, we can get this income already if we know how to work with it. Okay. And then by having that also, we can have 6 months doing that. We can also have we can have percutian at Langkawi Western Langkawi, and it's 1 year, and we also will bring us to the overseas. This is part of the overseas traveling that MWay sponsor all the leaders that are having a business of 50,000 on consistently on yearly basis. Okay, and at the same time, people always think that we are a pyramid system. Okay, actually, the one who sit in the pyramid system is us that working in the industry. As long as CEO is not die, as long as the CEO is not retired, nobody can be the CEO. So we are in the pyramid system from the CEO, from the senior management, until the management, until the staff is actually a really pyramid system. But in MWay, okay, that I mentioned earlier, if we can, just now I explained about 12 months making business of 50,000, you become a platinum, right? If you can help your networking, 3 of them can also do like you can become an emerald. So that is where we already started to gain our passive income. Okay, if we can help 6 of our team members to grow as a platinum, we already a diamond. Okay, so that is where also is growing our passive income. Every time we can develop a new platinums, a new leaders, that is where kita punya passive income grows lah. Alright. So if you are an emerald, this is the income that you can generate in a year basis. Okay. And if you are a diamond, this is the incomes average that you can earn on a yearly basis. Okay. So why I mentioned earlier, MWay is not pyramid system. It's really true depends on what you work, how hard you works. You will earn. Okay, depends on how you work. Okay, there is no magics. It's just a very, very basics. Example, I'm Miss A. Okay, I'm joined in MWay first. So I created a 3 leaders. Okay, the 3 leaders, so I become emerald. But one of my 3 leaders is also created you. Example, so you are the 3rd generations of this business from me, and you managed to grow 6 leaders within you. Okay, so you are a diamond. So even though I came in earlier, but my income is lesser than you that joined as a 3rd generation. Okay, so it depends on who is doing hard, who is doing consistently, they are earn more. Okay, there is no pyramid system in MWay. Okay, and at the same time, why it's not a pyramid? Even this is like a levels of achievement, but if someone can achieve higher than the one that we have here, MWay will create another position. Like example, in whatever that we are working, if the CEO is a CEO lah, there is no senior CEO or super senior CEO in the company. Okay, there is only one CEO. Okay, the rest is already investor. Okay, and then next question is about how to be a sustainable business. So this is a very, very important in every industry to be a sustainability. Okay, so in MWay, we have a lot of groups, and we are established in the ECVI. We have already a system, okay, a system to support every people that running this business to maintain every newcomers. We have already a support systems, a class, and also behind to support everybody to get to know the knowledge, get to know the products, and get to know the skills on how to run the business. Even somebody that came in to MWay that doesn't have background in business, you can still learn how to do business with the people and with the system that supports you to grow the business. Okay. And then it's a proven system because there are so many people who's already platinums in the groups. Okay, even in the CVR itself, we already grow more than maybe now it's already 500 and above platinums in the groups. Okay, so maybe means there is a proven records. Okay, so we also have a support systems. We have for beginner, for intermediates, and also for professionals on how to make sure that you understand the needs of the business. Okay. So overall, based on what I presented to you today, so let's think again on how to transform ourselves from the left quadrants into the right quadrants without having need to invest a lot of money. All right. So because Amway is already there for you with the support systems, and you can do the business with flexibility, because if you are work on daytime, you can do on nighttime, you can do on weekends. If you are work on weekend, you can do on the daytime. On a weekday. So it depends on you. You are the one who making your schedules, and we also don't need to invest a lot of money. It's very low cost of investment, and then there is no risk because you doesn't invest a lot to buy the products and keep at your home. After that, you can sell the products. You need to tanggung the loss. No need. So this business is very reliable and easy to do as a second income. Or at one day you can earn more than what you did now. Maybe you can consider it as your first incomes or something that you wanted to do in your life. Okay, so I think that's all from me today. I hope that I can spark some idea and some from you, maybe to go out from what you did on daily basis to improve your families and incomes of yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Azie. Thank you for actually, her explanation is very clear, even though it's quite brief, but very clear, very easy to understand. Thank you so much, Azie. Please give Azie more fire, more money for her explanation, because her explanation can earn us money. Okay. All right. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce